Hey, what's up, friends? It's Sean from Sean's-thoughts.com, one half of the Live Every Tiny Moment Exceptionally duo with April. I had a couple weeks ago, right after the shooting at the massage parlors by another terrorist with a gun, I did a video, and I let my business partner hear it because she always listens to it first when I do one of these, to see what she thought. And she said, you were all over the place with this video, and she didn't understand the call to action. What's the call to action? And I said, I thought I did it. And it's like, well, it's too much passion in it. I was basically, what was going on when I watched it, I was very passionate about what I was talking about. Because we keep doing the same things. Right now the new call sign is stop Asian hate, violence against Asians, and in a couple of weeks that'll die and we'll be doing something else. I mean, we've already had another mass shooting since then. So I started to think about something, and I said, okay, April was right. What's the call? What's my call to action? What was I trying to get? I get people to do, and I'm like, we need to solve the problem. We need to solve the problem of racism and the problem of that we have with this country and the world in general. And I started thinking about this. We stand up on pulpits, we stand up on our things, and we scream to the mountaintops how we need the equality and how we need fairness and how we need to just love each other, and the world needs now is love. And that's all true. But I asked myself this question, and now I'm going to ask you. How inviting are you? Like, really, how inviting are you? Every neighborhood, every city, every project, every country, little country, town has their people. And what happens when someone who doesn't fit that build come in? How inviting are you? After 9/11, a Muslim American of any sort couldn't go around safely in this country. Like right now, Asians are being attacked. That's happening. And so I asked the question, how inviting? I grew up in LA. It's a melting pot of people. And LA has all these segregated communities. We should go to, we should drive through Koreatown. We should go to the movies in Koreatown because they had 99-cent movies. But I didn't know about Koreans until I got stationed in Korea. Because the Koreans, for whatever their reason was, and they had reason, weren't inviting to us. But then I thought about it. Neither were we. How many of us truly help or invite or bring in some people that aren't like us? Right? How many people bring in those who don't believe what we believe and sit and talk and honestly embrace those people? So we talk about equality. We talk about, understanding each other. Someone asked me, about Black Lives Matter not long ago. And I had this long and intense conversation. Actually, I've had a couple, but I'm segueing because one of them was a police officer. He was an undercover police officer. So it's in plain clothes, and we were talking, and we had like a 30-minute conversation. And then he started talking about, he told me what his actual job was. See, because it didn't matter to me who he was. I had a white male in front of me asking me about Black Lives, and that's kind of at a book signing. And what happened was I took the time to explain my plight to him, and he wanted to hear it. So I invited him into my conversation, but I invited more than that. I invited the dialogue. The reason we keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth through all this stuff is because we only care about ourselves. We don't care about the other thing that doesn't fit our bill. If I'm a Christian, how many of us are really embracing our followers of different denominations and are bringing them into our home, into our world? Or are we just circling our wagons around the same people that we always believe in and we follow? See, we segregate ourselves by color, by sex, by class, by social standings, our heritage. We separate. Here I'm a West Coast black guy. We don't get along, well, we used to, especially back in the day, with East Coast black guys who were different than down south black guys. I ain't even talk about the country black guys, right? And we're always segregating. We're segregating ourselves, and that's what humans do. We want to talk about fixing the problem, but the problem is our mentality. The problem is how we invite people into our world. It's what we do. And as I sat and thought about all the mass murders and the killings and things, and we go, look, another white guy that did that. It keeps happening because we keep allowing ourselves to be separated by classifications. We don't invite those who are not like us into our world and show them ours and learn about theirs. So even if we're an advocate, we're only an advocate as much as we can be. Just give it a little bit. I don't need somebody dying for me, for my black life. I need somebody to understand that the mentality of me getting pulled over by the police is different than the mentality of a white guy who's 45, 46 years old. And that's wrong. But I can't look at a white man that's 46 and say, well, he has all the privilege. I have to be able to let people in. And that's what we're talking about. And that's what I'm talking about today. I thought about over the last couple of weeks. We're not going to stop the hate. Because as long as we don't understand each other, we have things to hate. Because we have to separate and segregate ourselves to make ourselves feel important. That's the problem. That's the tragic flaw of human nature. In order for us to feel important, we have to band together with someone and then prove our dominance over someone else, over something else. We can't fix a problem until we start seeing what the roots are. This little chat isn't to fix anything. I may go deeper into this another time, but this is just to say, how inviting are you? And are you really that open-minded? Are you really that giving as you think you are? Just a thought. So Sean, live every tiny moment exceptionally. Let's think about something and start being better people. Peace.